WIFO-FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. Here we are on this Wednesday morning, the 28th day of September. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jessup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner special. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jessup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. Before we get started with the show, another birthday that was emailed in. Happy birthday wishes going out to Chrissy Boyles. Happy birthday, Chrissy. Love from Angie, Jeff, Tyler, Cole, and Haley. Birthday wishes going out to Chrissy Boyles. All right, we got the world famous Butch and Bob Show going this morning, and Bob and I in a few moments we'll talk about all the things that'll be happening and not happening and things of that sort because of Hurricane Ian heading our way. But we do have guests in the studio with us this morning, and we've got Patty Feltman. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Really good.
All right, really good. And we got Emily Scarborough in this morning. Good morning, Lane Emily.
Good morning.
All right. Oh, Emily, let's go ahead and start with you. You've got something going on with Skylark. Tell us what's happening in this event coming up.
Well, for anyone that might not know, Skylark Crisis Pregnancy Center is an organization that partners with unplanned parents who need a better option than what is widely suggested. My parents and many family friends have been involved with the organization for years, longer than it's been called Skylark. And my dad and I both go to the Purity Ball that they have every year. We've gone for about 4 years now. So earlier this summer, I sat in church one morning thinking about how I could personally help people choose something other than abortion. And I thought about Skylark as a company that, or not really a company, but a group that helps people choose a different option, a better option, and I knew that I couldn't go and work for them yet, but I knew that I could use the abilities that I already had. So I got with Miss Patty and asked her if she would help me put together a fundraiser. And she helped me contact Skylark officials, and she helped me perfect designs of baby dolls, sock baby dolls, and polymer keychains. And we are going to sell those this Saturday at the Jessup Farmers Market from 10 to 2.
From 10 to 2 on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And these items are, once again, explain those to folks what these items are that y'all be selling as a fundraiser for Skylark.
They are sock baby dolls, so baby dolls made out of socks.
Okay.
And polymer clay keychains, and we have 2 different variations of those.
All right. And so that's 10 to 2 at the farmers market here in Jessup. Y'all be set up there. And do you have is it going to be just you? Do you have a group of ladies or guys helping you or what?
We have kids from the community. We have boys and girls that are going to be helping. And in a second, I would like to thank everybody that has contributed to this so far.
Go right ahead.
All right, I'd like to thank Miss Amanda Griffin at the Jessup Farmers Market for helping us put this together. And thank you to all of the volunteers, Samuel and Mary Claire Scarborough, Marley and McKinley Wilson, Lily Overholt, Stevie Yoder, Judah Brantley, Cody West, and all of their parents. And thank you to my parents and to Belinda Thornton at Skylark for giving us so much help with gathering information.
Okay. Well, sounds good. We wish you the best with the fundraiser at the farmers market here in Jessup this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Folks can go by and pick up those items and help Skylark out.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Patty, what's on your mind this morning?
Well, I'm here to talk about the Life Chain. It's coming up this Sunday, and people in Jessup and Wayne County ought to be pretty familiar with this because this is the 35th annual Life Chain.
Yeah, it's been going on a long time.
It has. I don't know if we were in on exactly the first Life Chain ever, but I do remember my daughter being a snaggletooth, probably 8-year-old. Now she's 43, so I'm kind of thinking it's been a good
Patty,
while.
we can't talk about our kids being old now. That makes us.
She's not snaggletooth anymore.
It makes us seasoned. They're old.
Yes.
We're just seasoned, right, Patty?
Yes, true that. But for anybody that doesn't know, Life Chain is all about prayer. It's a peaceful, prayerful public witness. And what we're praying about is more adoptions and, of course, an end to abortion. But a lot of people don't know that we are also praying for healing for women that have had abortions. That's a really big issue with a lot of people, and I think it's very important that we don't neglect those women. But so far as participating in the Life Chain, we're asking churches to choose anywhere along the route of First Street, like from Kentucky Fried Chicken down to the farmers market. If they would just choose a location and have their church to gather there, and then send a representative over to, there's a parking lot that's located across from the Skylark. It's just a vacant building now, and it's got a really big parking lot. So we're going to be.
And where's that located?
It's actually, the address is 289 West Plum Street.
Okay.
It's across from Sean O'Quinn's insurance company there too. So
near the chamber. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, it's near the chamber.
Yes, in between, in between those places. But it's a really good place for us to distribute posters, because these posters are like the official Life Chain posters, and they have scripture and hymns and prayer suggestions on the back. So people thinking, wow, I don't know if I can pray for a whole hour. Believe me, if you get a hold of one of these posters, you can. And it's just easier if the churches will decide on a place to gather and then send one representative, because that causes the Life Chain not to be delayed by individuals coming just for one poster, but just to pick up a whole batch of them there. And the idea, of course, is not only to pray for an hour, but also to impact the motorist. When they see our solemn witness, we're interested in forming a really long chain of people. The tendency is, I'm in my church group, I'm going to kind of huddle up, and we'd like for people to put like a 10-foot space in between each person, so that motorists that are passing by can see our posters. They say God heals and forgives. Abortion kills children. I mean, some are very blunt, some are maybe a little sweeter.
Adoption is the loving option.
Yes, adoption is a loving option. So, people can choose what they want to hold. And I don't want people to stay away from the life chain because they think, I cannot stand up on my feet for an hour. They're welcome to bring lawn chairs or camper chairs, whatever. And if they need a water bottle, an umbrella, just whatever, depending on the weather, we really would love to see the churches turn out, because our goal is to be faithful to God's word and stand in silence for an hour to support life and family.
All right, Life Chain this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What times again?
It's from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock.
2 to 3 along South First Street.
Yes.
And you're going to go from what spot to what spot again?
Yeah, they can choose any place from around Kentucky Fried Chicken all the way to the farmer's market, anywhere in there.
Any along South First Street from the intersection there of Sunset, KFC, and South First Street all the way down to the farmer's market, Wayne County Farmer's Market, the Life Chain, this Sunday, starting at 2 o'clock through Jessup.
That's right.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I believe that's
Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, that's lots going on right there. Good luck with the selling of those items for Skylark on Saturday, and that's from 10 to 2, right?
Yes, sir.
And so you can see Lane and Emily Scarborough and the gang down there raising funds for Skylark. And then, of course, you got the Life Chain at 2 o'clock on Sunday, all happening here in Jessup.
Yes, we really appreciate the churches supporting us.
All right. That's it. Y'all take care and good luck this weekend. Be safe.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Appreciate it.
We will be back more of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a moment.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup, world-famous Butch and Bob Show for this Wednesday, 28th day of September. And Bob, doggone Hurricane Ian's just messing everything up.
A lot of cancellations, but I did talk to Odom City Hall this morning. Again, Cheyenne's they're having that meeting down there at the Emergency Management Agency at 8 a.m. this morning. She's at that to get some more details on what they're going to do this weekend. But tonight's event, the reception for the Parade Grand Marshal and the outstanding teen Maggie Sluter, the Teacher of the Year is the Grand Marshal Andrew Willis. That reception at the Odom Rec Center is taking place tonight as scheduled at 7 p.m. So that event is still on for tonight at 7 p.m., the reception for the Parade Grand Marshal and the outstanding teen. So
weather should be pretty decent today. It's just going to get a little bit windy. Breezy, not windy. Tomorrow's windy. Today's just going to a little bit breezy, so it's good to go there. Still going to have that tonight.
Last report I got from Donnie Ray said the rain's expected later this evening tonight.
Yeah, so it increases as the day. This is one of those days where the weather will get worse as the day goes along, but it should be a pretty decent day. But we do have it increased to about a 30 to 40% chance of showers later on this afternoon, then increasing tonight The hurricane, if you take a look at it right now, is just starting to pound South Florida, on Southwest Florida. If you look at it right now, it's fixing, Bob. It's fixing to really do a job there on Southwest Florida. The storm surge is some of the things they're concerned about. You can see where it is right now. It's just coming ashore there where Sarasota, Florida is in that area, and then we'll come across central Florida there and then come up and go up that way. And our worst weather at this time particularly looks like it's going to be later on tomorrow afternoon, you can watch it move there, later on tomorrow afternoon, especially tomorrow night and Friday. It looks like it's going to be our worst weather We'll have sustained winds at times up to 23 miles an hour, and then gust up to 37 miles an hour, and that will start later on tomorrow afternoon into Friday. And then by sunrise on Saturday, things should be a lot better, Bob.
We do have one game that is scheduled for today. Again, North Puckett and North Williams football teams play each other at 5 o'clock at JC Stadium, so there is football this afternoon. So if you want to see a football game, you can go to the stadium and see the two middle school teams play. That gets underway at 5 o'clock this afternoon. But the Friday game has been called off again. Coach Shaw was at the Touchdown Club last night, explained that they tried to get it worked out earlier this week, just couldn't make any agreement between the two schools. Southeast Bullock and Burke had the same open date. They tried to get them to cooperate, but Burke was cooperative, but Southeast Bullock wasn't. So trying to get everybody on the same page just didn't work out. So the plan right now is for this Friday night's game to be played on Tuesday, November 1st. Again, Wayne County's final game of the season is with Southeast Bullock, and that game, they say, will be played on a Thursday instead of Friday. So they'll move the Southeast.
It'll be on the 27th.
Right. They'll move the Southeast Bullock up to the 27th and play a Thursday game, and then turn around and play on Tuesday, November 1st against Burke County, and then get ready for the playoffs after that. So
did the playoffs begin that Friday or after that Tuesday? I wouldn't think. It'll be the following week.
Friday.
That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be too close to play. All right. Well, glad they're getting it all worked out.
Yeah, we'll meet with Coach Shaw today, bring his comments tomorrow here on local sports.
It's too bad the New Hampstead didn't want to get along.
Southeast Bullock.
Oh, Southeast Bullock is the one?
Yeah,
okay, I was reading this.
Southeast Bullock and Burke.
Southeast Bullock.
Southeast Bullock and Burke still have the same open date, so they were trying to get them to move, and they
wouldn't do it.
Burke was cooperative, but Southeast Bullock apparently wasn't cooperative. So
okay, Southeast Bullock's the one who didn't want to.
Trying to get everybody on the same page just didn't work. So
okay, well, couldn't work that out, but at least they did finalize everything. So Friday night's game has been rescheduled for that Tuesday after the end of the season.
Right.
Okay.
And homecoming's still set for next week, so they're still gearing up for the parade on Thursday next week and the game next Friday. So it'll be interesting. I say just a lot going on, but this is a dangerous storm. Again, people need to take precaution. Keep you up to date. Donnie Riley said they're having a meeting right now. He'll give us the update. Last night or at 5 o'clock, they said that the storm shifted a little bit towards the east, which good news for us. So hopefully it'll keep on shifting. The sad story right now, they're expecting a lot of rain in Atlanta. MLB's talking about moving those games out of Atlanta Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it'd be interesting when they make that decision. So they said those games got to be played, and because they don't want to mess up their playoff schedule.
Right.
So
where would you move them to?
I'm not sure, but
you want to move them west.
They've done it in the past. So.
I know they have done it in the past, but you'd have to move them west.
I don't know where they would move them to, but they'd have to make that decision quickly. As like I said, the Braves are in Washington,
move
so
them west, Bob?
You don't want them moving, flying back to Atlanta, and then have to go somewhere else. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll stay in Atlanta. I mean, I know a lot of people that got tickets that were looking forward to that series. I mean, that's a huge series between those two teams to possibly decide the division. They're tied. After last night, the Mets lost last night. Braves won, so it's a dead heat right now with 7 games left.
Yeah. The Braves started off the game last night down 2-0, and you think, no, Braves, don't do that. And they end up, that was the only 2 runs that Washington scored, and we came back and scored a whole bunch of other runs.
Won 8-2.
Yeah.
Braves are playing well.
Yeah.
I hope they can win that division. Be a better place to be. I said instead of that wild card spot. So it'll all be decided.
That would be good. You get that. Don't you get the first round?
I think you get a bye if you get the division. So
do they still have that one game they play? The game playoff thing.
I think one division winner has to play because there's three wild card teams now. So there's 3 wild card, and I think the team with the least amount of wins has to start round 1. I believe that's how it goes. But
okay.
The first round's 2 out of 3, so that's anybody can win that series. That's tough.
That is tough. That's 2 out of 3. And speaking of a lot of runs, boy, what about the girls softball team yesterday? Woo! 21 runs in 3 innings. I mean, I was a beat down, Bob, a beat down.
That was hard to watch.
I bet.
The coach said her 2 pitchers were hurt and she didn't have no pitching. But
their top 2 pitchers were hurt.
It was just
that makes a big difference right there.
It wasn't much of a game.
Yeah. I'm on the official Braves side here. I'm trying to see if they're saying anything about it, but just like you mentioned, they're talking about it with Hurricane Ian bearing down on the Gulf Coast. Major League Baseball is discussing contingency plans with the Mets and the Braves in the event the storm affects the 3-game series this weekend. I'm just trying to see if they've got a place they might go to. Is what I'm trying to figure out here. I just don't know where they would go to. I'm sure that as the Braves, I mean, the last time I don't remember the last time the Braves game had to be moved out of town for weather. It says, as of Tuesday evening, the parties were not seriously considering moving the games to a neutral site, according to a source, as the league did in the past for Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Ike. So they have done it before. But it just doesn't say a neutral site would be costly to Atlanta, both in competitive and financial standpoint. So if there's any way to play those games there in Atlanta, they're going to do it from a financial standpoint and from a competitive standpoint. I'm a little worried about Friday's game, but I believe they could start a mid-afternoon game, a doubleheader on Saturday and get that in Sunday. I mean, there's a way they can work it. You can if you can't do it Friday, then start mid-afternoon on Saturday and then have a doubleheader and then Sunday. I just don't know, if they can work that out from a logistical standpoint.
Hope they don't move it, but time will tell.
But I guarantee you they're going to do everything they can to keep it right there in Atlanta, because by the time that you get mid-afternoon on Saturday, it should be pretty decent there. But down here, it's going to be a whole nother process. We're right on that edge of where things could be bad or really bad. Okay, that's why we're right on the edge of it because of being this close to the coast, and it's just according how far east Ian decides to go. You just never can tell anything. I was trying to remember the storm when I was 14 years old in 1968 when the family moved to Jessup. But in 1964, when I was 10 years old, we had a hurricane hit Jacksonville, and it was Dora at the time. I remember that as kids. I mean, we thought it was a blast. Okay, it happened right. Well, I looked it up this morning. Hit Jacksonville September 10th, and that was one weird hurricane. I was watching the path of it. I couldn't, I was trying to remember it, but how can you remember something that long ago? But I do remember. I remember the fun as a kid, getting the paddle boards out there and skimming along the road there with everything backed up. There's water everywhere. But the hurricane came in off the Atlantic, came basically from across just below Jacksonville, came straight across west, maybe heading a little bit north, but from the east to the west, just barely, and then came across Jacksonville, went west, got into the mid-panhandle, and apparently the trade winds pushed it completely back to the east. I mean, it hit Jacksonville from one direction, and it turned around and came back from the other direction after it got to the middle of the panhandle of Florida, and then came back just north of Jacksonville. So I remember that. I remember the house, there's water coming into the house back then, and all the fun we had, and missing school for a few days and all that kind of good stuff. But that was a rough hurricane back in 1964. And it'll be interesting to see how this affects not only us, but also Jacksonville, based on which direction it goes. But I just want to let folks know that the Wayne County, most of the county offices are going to be closed tomorrow and Friday. Only personnel that has to do with preparations and safety for Wayne County will be working. And they wanted to let you know, the tag office will let you know that if you need a tag for whatever, vehicle, trailer, whatever, that for September, for the month of September, if you need a tag for the month of September, head down there today. They will be open regular hours today, but they will be closed tomorrow and Friday. So if you need a tag for the month of September, head down to the tag office here in Wayne County today. Anything else? I know we know about the schools. Anything else that we know about or don't know about, Bob?
Well, like I said, the chamber has canceled their event for tomorrow. They had that membership meeting that's been pushed back to a little later in October. Like I said, we mentioned the counties are going to be closed. Schools are going to be closed. Everything's pretty much canceled for Thursday and Friday.
Right.
That was scheduled. So
pretty much everything's going to be closed in terms of official business. Like that. Now about private businesses and stuff like that, we don't know that.
Rec games have been canceled for Thursday as well. I want to mention
rec games have been canceled. Yeah. And so all those are going to be canceled right there. As for private businesses, you don't know. You know, one of the things that they talk about when it comes to a situation like this, and you got bad weather coming in that potentially could knock out power. I mean, I've gone through hurricanes like this before, and power be out for 3 days where I lived. And so one of the things you got to consider, because, you know, so many people today use their cards as money. Debit card, credit card. I mean, I see it all the time in the stores. People just slap the card in there, hit a few buttons, and they're on the way. But during the course of a hurricane like this and a bad weather, power could be out, okay? Internet could be down. So make sure you have cash on you. Put you know, a lot of folks out there, you know, they don't keep much cash on them at all anymore these days. But make sure you have some cash on you in case you go into a business or somewhere and their system's not working because internet's down or power's down or whatever the case. If their power's on, you can't see them being open. But make sure that you have a little bit of cash on you to make it through a few days.
That's my biggest concern personally is the power, because I don't want my power to be out. I don't see college football Saturday.
Oh, you poor thing.
And that's my major concern. Dogs play Saturday. I need my power to be on so I can see the dog.
You need your power to be on so you can. Yeah. Now, see, the thing about it is
that's my major concern. So.
It is your major concern. You got to have that power on.
That's right. It's college football Saturday.
Do you have a list of friends you can call up to see if their power on, so you can head over to the house just in case?
I got it.
Bob's got Plan B already set.
Right.
Now Georgia's playing in Missouri, so they're going to be Safeway over there, and let's see what Southern's doing this weekend. They're going to be at Coastal Carolina. Well, that's going to be an interesting situation there because that's north of us, and Saturday, and that hurricane's heading north. If you take a look at it, it's going to be skimming along the Atlantic seaboard there from North Florida all the way up through Georgia, South Carolina, into North Carolina. That could be an iffy situation for the Georgia Southern game at Coastal Carolina this Saturday. You know, if they were heading south, it'd be great, but they're heading north, and that's the direction of the hurricane's going.
So Georgia doesn't have a problem. I think Tech doesn't have. I think Tech's going.
Georgia's going to be way in Missouri. So Tech is at Pittsburgh, so they're far enough north. They shouldn't have any problems.
Right.
Yeah. But the Southern game is an iffy situation there. Right. Yeah, it's an iffy situation based on, it all goes, how far east the hurricane may go. And so just make sure you guys, you know, we've had folks on before, EMA directors on before that's talked about things that you need to think about there in case power's down. Have some cash on you. I know so many people today use the electronics, and sometimes you may have internets go down. People can't use their debit or credit cards. Their systems are down. So make sure you have some cash on you, which is no problem for me because I hardly ever I don't have a debit card, and I hardly ever use my credit card. Also, make sure you have containers of water. Because, you know, if you're like me and you have a water pump in your backyard and the power goes out, you can't cut on the water. And so make sure you have, and I've had that before. I've had where I've used just about had many containers of water when power's been out for 3 days and had to use a lot of it. So a lot of folks will clean out a bathtub real good and fill it up. One they don't use, a bathroom they don't use, and fill that bathtub up, clean it out real good, and then fill it up with cold water and fill it up as high as they can so they can have plenty of water, not for drinking, but for, you know, washing off, bathing, clean, you know, do whatever you need to do with it.
Sounds like golf is out for Saturday.
Maybe you won't play black now. I can tell you that. But it's like I said, all goes how far east that doggone thing goes. But I don't. I got a feeling it's going to be too soggy out there. I'm just glad that we had an entire week here of sunny weather, over a week of sunny weather, because things have dried off a little bit. I mean, the river's down to 4 feet. Things have dried off a little bit. Man, if this thing would have hit like a couple of weeks ago, we would have been in trouble because it was really soggy out there. Make sure you have batteries. Take a look and make sure whatever items you have, and get batteries. I was talking to one person yesterday who went to Walmart here in town and got themselves a lantern type of flashlight. Like you go camping with. And he was telling me that this lantern type flashlight. Lantern, because you just sit it there. You don't try to shine it somewhere. You just sit it there. But you can plug it in to rechargeable batteries. It's got solar strips on the top, so you can set it outside to get the sunlight to charge it up. And it's got a hand crank on the bottom that you can pull out to crank it to keep light going. So that's a good idea right there.
One thing people don't think about, with the storm coming, loose items around your house. Make sure you secure those. Cause that's the thing you don't want. You don't want
those things flying around.
Right.
You don't need projectiles going everywhere.
So look around your yard and make sure you pick up all the loose items and secure those.
I'll be doing that this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I said Donnie Ray should be giving us an update sometime today. So, but it's pretty severe storm.
It is. It's a Cat 4 right now. It's a bad Cat 4 down there. And Sugar and Spice will be closed Friday. If you do have anything that you want us to pass along to the public out there, folks, whether it's a business or a organization, government, school, whatever the case may be, you can text that information into us at 912-427-3711. We'll pass it along. Openings and closings and any information you need the public to know about, text that in to us to 912-427-3711. Sugar and Spice Bake Shop will be closed on Friday. Open today, open tomorrow, closed on Friday. All right, anything else, Bob?
No, just like I said, keeps up, and we'll keep you up to date.
Okay, all right, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, also by Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and First Southern Bank. 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO.